Hi everyone. Those that don't know me, I am Sharon Davies. I am an independent Stampin' Up! Demonstrator here in Winnipeg. I want to thank you all for joining me tonight. Greatly appreciate it. Just going to go in and share my video with the groups. And let's see. Got a couple sort of locked up on me there. Okay, so we are good to go. So thanks again for joining me. Greatly appreciated. Just going to just put these away because it just connected to my iPad. I don't want that. So tonight I am going to be using the You're a Peach complete bundle. Yeah, so let us get started. I'm just going to just flip this around and see how that goes. Okay, so there we are. So I'm going to be using the suite, which is the Designer Series paper. I have no idea. Oh, there it is. I wonder where the stamp set went because I'm going to need the die. So this is a stamp set. Sweet as a Peach. Font is just gorgeous in this peach. And then we also, hi Debbie, thanks for joining me. And then we have the dies also. So we're going to be, and plus, they have these mini jam jars that come with it. These are on not orderable at the moment, but July the 12th, they're coming back. So you'll be able to purchase everything all at once by using one product number. Okay, so I'm going to do 3 projects with you tonight. So everything out of the way here. So we're going to be doing, hi Diane, thanks for joining me. So I'm going to be doing this card, and then I'm going to do jazz up a jar, and then of course a jar needs a box to put it in so you can give it away as a gift. Isn't that cute? Just a disclaimer on these jars. Stampin' Up! Says they are food safe, but you're not to put any hot liquids or anything like that in it because it could actually melt because it is plastic. It's not glass, so you got to be really careful on that. Jean, are we burning up? And no, well, yes and no. We're around the 30 Celsius mark, so I think that's what, double that, 60, about 92. So it's not like it is on the West Coast, thank goodness. But we have air conditioning, so we're good to go. So I'm not going to give you any instructions or directions or dimensions or anything like that. Everything is on my blog. And the actual link to my blog that has everything is in the description above. So I'm also going to use Stamparatus tonight. Show you how to use all that. So excited about that. Okay, so we have our card base. And some of the stuff, because I'm doing 3 projects, I decided to embellish some of the stuff prior. So I did some of the embossing on this. So I embossed this with the Bark 3D. So I put it in this way to get the lines to go this way rather than have it going that way. Yeah, I put it in this way, lined it up with the line because there is lines rather than having it going in this way. On that one, put that out of the way, and I'm bringing in my liquid glue, and stitches are back. So how are you guys all doing? Wow, what a week weather-wise, eh? Holy smokers! I feel really bad for those on the West Coast. Both my parents live on the west. Well, my dad lives in Penticton and mom lives in Parksville, and I called them yesterday. Thank God they both have air conditioning because they're in their late 80s, and that would have been horrible to go through that with that weather. But okay, so I cut 3 strips. I'm gonna put 3 strips on here, and they're different lengths, as you can see here. And then I'm gonna glue everything down except for the sentiment part. And that part I'm going to just use my dimensionals. So not too many dimensionals in this project. I think it's just on the card. No, it's not just on the card. Sorry, I lied to you. Yes. Okay, so we're just going to place these wherever you wish. You don't have to put them in any particular spot. Yes, Danielle, it is such a cute, such a cute kit. I just can't stop using it. And the DSP is gorgeous. It's just the color combinations, I think keep going back to it. And I'm just going to add, when you go to add your strips on, just barely go over the top one. Just lightly hang it over on that. And, oops, almost didn't do that. Okay. So I was so excited. Got my hair done yesterday. Woohoo! Yeah, it's been a long time since I got it done. Okay, so I cut out using the wrong one. Using the layered circles, I cut out a scalloped one, and then I cut out a flat one to go right on top of that. Put these out of the way so I know to put them away. And on this one here, I'm just going to put the sentiment on, and I'm going to stamp it with Calypso Coral. And I'm just going to stamp, use this one, Sweet Peach. Just ink that up. And yeah, so it's pretty warm. We haven't checked the pool today, so I don't know the temperature of the pool, but I'm sure it's quite warm. So now I'm going to glue this piece onto here, which is really unusual for me because usually I dimension it, but I'm thinking with there's going to be dimensions on this piece that's going to go onto here, and there's also going to be dimensions that are going to go onto the peach. And you know what? Oh, I'll just thought that's going to be just too much, but that's okay. We'll just leave it. Okay, so now I'm going to bring in my Stamparatus. I'm going to show you how to use this one. Okay, so I'm going to do the peach using the Stamparatus, and the Stamparatus comes with 2 plates. And with the 2 plates, you can basically have like 4 stamps going all at once. So if you're doing mass production, great thing to have. Or if you don't have all of the blocks, this is a great thing to have too. Okay, so it comes with 2 plates. I have a mat because I'm using photopolymer stamps. You don't need to have this on when you're using just the rubber stamps, the red stamps. And I'm going to do my peach first. I'm going to put my paper into place. And the reason why I have this is so the paper doesn't have to go up way up in the corner, and I don't want to get stuck not being able to stamp my images. So I'm just going to put that there, press it down, put it into place, and I'm going to grab my other magnet. So you get 2 magnets. They're really strong magnets too, just saying. You shouldn't put them together because they will break. Of course, I was demonstrating this at one of my classes, and guess what I did? They hit together and they ended up breaking. So what we're going to do first is I'm going to give it a peachy look. So I'm going to use the pale papaya, and I'm just going to ink up the stamp. So with the hinges, if you notice, it doesn't lie flat. There's a curve on it. You don't want to stamp it like that without something to support it at this end, because there's a good chance that you could actually break the rings. So what good rule of thumb is you can either put a stamp pad in there, or you can actually use, the ink pad, or you can use the stamp pad, and that'll keep it sturdy so it doesn't have that slope. So when you go to ink up your stamp, you don't break it by chance. Okay, so there it is with the pale papaya. Now I'm going to bring in my Calypso Coral, and I'm going to bring in my dauber. And what I'm going to do is I'm going to daub up a wee bit of the Calypso Coral and just lightly go around the edge of my peach. This way, what it's going to do is going to give it a deeper color around the outside. Can you see that on that one? How it's a little bit deeper around the edges. So that's what that's going to do. And that's not quite dark enough for me, so I'm just going to add some more. Now you can use your blending brush, but your blending brush is pretty big, and you just want to just do the edges. So that's why I like to use my dauber. I'll just see if that will be a bit darker. There we go. See that you got that peach look effect? Okay, so now I need some leaves. So I'm just going to just turn this around. And my leaves are right there. And I like to do dry run first because I don't want to stamp on top of everything, but I already obviously did that prior to that. So I'm basically going to do the same thing with the leaves. I'm going to use my Pear Pizzazz, and I'm going to just ink this up, and then okay, so now I have my old olive, and I have my old olive dauber, and just lightly go around the edges because I just want to give it a little bit of depth by adding the dark ink to that. There we go. See how it's a little bit darker? Okay, so now I'm just going to wipe these off. Because I'm going to be using these again, so I'm just going to leave them on my my Stamparatus. I'm going to take off all the excess ink too that I got everywhere. Okay. And now I'll just take these guys out. Move this to the side. Move that to the side. And now I'm going to just cut this paper down a bit with my scissors. Oh, take that off with my scissors. I better put my ink away because I'll end up wearing that too. I have a white shirt on today, so I guarantee it'll on me. Okay, so put my scissors out of the way. So I'm going to bring in my mini cut and emboss machine, and from the die kit I'm going to use the peach die, and I'm going to use, oh, where is it? Oh, there it is, right there, right in front of my eyes. And I'm going to use the leaf die. Okay. So now I'm going to, now when I'm using the mini cut and emboss machine, I take the layers and off center them just a tad, just so it's easy for me to push through the embossing machine. And the peach. I'll bring this puppy in, and we'll just quickly run that through. So when you're running the dies through, I would strongly suggest that you use washi tape to hold them in place, because if you go through and if for some reason you're coming back and the dies jump, then you have to redo them, and that's not fun. You just, well, I guess it is fun because you're stamping, right? But it just gives you a little extra work. So that's, and the reason why I know, because it's happened to me many a times. I'm just going to put these guys away, and while I have this out, I'm just going to bring in my Bombing Blue, and I'm going to cut out some flowers, because I did add a little bit of flowers onto where the sentiment is. And I'm going to use, there's 2 sides of flowers on there, so I'm going to use those guys. And I'm just going to run these guys through once. I'm not going to bring it back. There we go. I'll just grab these guys before they drop, because I'll never be able to find them then. Okay, so let's just, I'm going to leave them on the cutting mat there. So I'll just move this puppy out of the way for now. And then with my tool, I'm just going to just pop these guys off and put them somewhere where I'm going to see them, because I already lost them once today, just saying. I was designing the card. And there we go. Okay, so I'll put this guy out of the way. That guy over with that one. Okay, so I'm thinking we're ready to assemble now. So I'm going to put the leaves onto the peach, and I'm just going to add a little bit of Tombow glue to the leaves. And then I'm going to add a wee bit of Tombow onto the back of the little flowers. Oh, come on. And I'm going to place them. I'm going to put 5 of these flowers on. And they're just so tiny. There we go. Oops. Yeah. There we go. And then take another one. Okay, there we go. Just so tiny. Oh, I'm going to add 2 more, and then we'll add some bling and put it all together. Oh, come on, there we go. So I just love the color combination with the Coral Calypso and the Balmy Blue. So pretty. Okay, so now, oops. Oh, it's still on my picker tool. There we go. Okay, so now I'm going to bring in this champagne embellishments. So I'm going to put these into the center. Yeah, Jean, those flowers are really tiny. And of course, I'm such a klutz when it comes to tiny things, so. And then we'll add that right there. So, and then of course we need more bling, so I'm going to bring in my Wing Castella. She's here. She is. And I'm just going to give the peach a little bit of glimmer. So I was talking to my daughter today, and I was doing the card up when I was talking to her, FaceTiming her, and she had said she had a Wing Castella for a while, probably a couple months, and she says, "Mom, I don't understand why it doesn't work." And I says, "Oh, does it have a black ring around it?" So I says, "Does it have this ring on it?" She goes, "Yeah." I says, "Well, you take that ring off, and I bet you it will work." And sure enough, but she's saying that the instructions don't say that. But it's been a while since I actually bought Wing Castella, because when they came out, I bought quite a few, actually. So I haven't run out yet. So I guess I'll have to check on that. There we go. And, Okay, and I'll just put this, and I'm going to bring in my twine and my, oh, guess I'm going to have to do this by hand because I don't have my bow maker handy. Ooh, I wonder where it went. These this afternoon, or yeah, this afternoon. Oh, I see it. Just give me a second to grab it. Now this is a godsend. I can't remember where I got it from, but I use it all the time to make guide bows. So what you do is you put your post wherever you wish. That's my usual standard. And you just take your twine or your ribbon, 1, 2, 3. So you have the top one, and then just bring it around underneath and just tie it like that. Grab your scissors so you can take the cut tails at the same time, and voila, you have your bow. Easy peasy, right? Okay, so now I'm going to grab Hey Carol, thanks for joining me. And I'm just going to add the glue dot right underneath the leaves, and then just pop my bow right on top of it so it stays in place. And then I'm going to add some more dimensionals onto the back side. I think I'll do 4. Oh, thanks, Jean, for sharing. I appreciate that. So sweet of you. Thank you very much. And I'm just going to 2, 3, 4. Okay, so I don't know if any of you guys watch Yellowstone. Oh, is it Yellowstone? Yeah. With Kevin Costner in it. I guess the last of the series, there's supposed to be a new series coming out. I thought it was June. So I wonder if anybody knows any different, and if they can let me know, because I'm getting antsy here. That was such a good show. Thanks, Carol. So now I like to finish the inside of my card. So on this one, I did it just like that. I used this designer series paper for the inside. What I do when anybody places an order with me, I have so much designer series paper left over, is I cut it up to 4 by 6 and I put it in packages of 12. And then I send it out as a little thank you to my customers. And it's because I think it's a perfect way to use up designer series paper. And not then the stuff that you have left over, you can make strips out of them and all that sort of stuff. So I'm bringing in my Stamparatus again because I put everything on the plates. And I'm going to add some flowers just to bring the blue in from the rest of the designer series paper. So I can get my, don't forget your ink pad. Oops, make sure it doesn't go on there. So it's nice and flat. You don't want to curve it or anything like that because you don't want to put too much pressure on and it break on you. And then I'm just going to bring that over and stamp it. And the good thing with the Stamparatus too is if you go to stamp something and it's not a clear image, no problem. You just flip it over and just do it again until you get the correct likeness. Of course, I'm going to add some more bling to that. You're talking about this is just like a corner thing, and I can't remember where I got it from. I could have picked it up at a secondhand store or whatever in my travels, but it just helps keep it away from the corner. Especially if you're using bigger stamps, you want to make sure you get but I'm sure you still get a crisp image. I've always had it with my Stamparatus. And it's probably in my travels. Probably got it in the States because we don't have that sort of type of stuff up here. I don't think we do anyway. I don't go into many crafts stores anyway, so I couldn't tell you. Okay, so I'm just going to just add this onto here. Oh, it's not straight. And of course I use this, but oh well. And then this is going to go into here, just like that. Like I said, it's a good way to use up scraps for the front and then for on the inside too with your DSP. I don't know about you guys, but I always have lots of DSP left over because I hoard it. Okay, so there is the card. Okay, so now let's move on to, let's do the jar. So I did fill this up. I made some bath salts. Smell that? No, it smells like peaches, and it's there's some rose petals in there, and I got the Dead Sea salt. The Dead Sea salt. Does that make sense? Yeah, I guess that makes sense. So all we're gonna do is just wrap this up and put a top on it, and then put a little bow on it. All the instructions and the lengths of everything are on my my blog, creatingwithsharon.com. So I have all the measurements all there for you guys. And like I said, I cut stuff out ahead of time because I knew this was going to be a lot later night. So these jam jars, they come in a package of 6, and they'll show up in a box like this. Oh, Carol, you can order the magnets, the Stamparatus magnets, through Stampin' Up. And so you get 6 of them. I think they're around about $12. I ordered quite a few of them because you never know. If you ever get back to real classes, I'll make a nice nice class. So I'm going to take this. Oh, should I didn't? Oh, no. Put the flower on the top. No. Oh. This one I did this way. And the last ones I did it the polka dots. Let's do it this way. Okay. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to add a wee bit of my Stampin' Seal on this end, just so it stays on the jar. And then I'm just going to just make it straight. Well, I think I just made it worse. There we go. And then just bring it around like that. So you're going to have quite a bit left over, but you want to do that. On the last ones I didn't make it quite long enough, so they kept coming apart. So now that's just covered with Stampin' Seal, and I'm going to line it up so it's perfect. There we go. Now I'm just going to take this, I'm going to put this one on the top. Just like that. And then I have, this is cut from the Stitch So Sweetly. No, I didn't put that on my blog, Jean. I'm sorry. I didn't think of it because I got it off of, it was on, what you call it? I Googled it, I'm thinking. Oh, no, I'm not going to put anything on. That's the wrong one. No, that's doesn't go with that. The bow's going to go on top of that. Sorry, I'm all confused here. But I am going to grab a piece of cardstock. No, maybe I'll just do the same thing. No, I'm going to do it in the pear. Oh, here it is right here. Here's the pear pizzazz. So I'm going to stamp a peach in the pear pizzazz. Take this off. Yeah, with the bath salts, Jean, I just used, I got some Dead Sea bath salts from Winners, which I think is TJ Maxx down there. And I just added some peach, I guess some food coloring or the coloring you get from, what you call it, Michael's or whatever. I just got that, and I, and just mixed it all up, and I had it sit, I have it sitting for a while too, so maybe the scent fermented while it was sitting underneath the plastic in the bowl. So I'm pale papaya again, and I'm going to bring in my Calypso Coral. No, it wasn't Pinterest. I'm sure it was, I just Googled bath salts and just went from there. But I would definitely check around for the essential oils. I was going to buy it on Amazon, but it was like $12.99 for a small bottle. And then I went to Michael's and I got it for like $7. So just double check, because they say it's free shipping, but I say garbage. Anyway. Okay. So there we got our peach. And now I'm going to bring in, I'm going to put this away. And then I'm going to cut out the peach again, and I'm going to get use the tiny leaves. I'm going to cut those in pear pizzazz. Oops. And then once again, I'm going to use a little bit of washi tape to keep it in place. And then, where's my pear pizzazz? Such a big piece of paper for a little. See if I have any smaller stuff. I don't. Darn. Oh, yes I do. No, I don't. Okay. And we'll just run this through. Now I'm just going to just take it through the once. And make sure I don't lose the dyes. These guys all okay, got to keep my leaves because I don't want to recut those. I already lost one before. I was making this, couldn't find it anywhere, and all of a sudden it just showed up. So I'll go figure that one out. Okay, so now what I'm going to do with this is I'm going to add a wee bit of Tombow glue to the back side. There we go. And now I'm going to bring in the Have a Peachy Day, and I'm going to stamp that in the old olive right onto the peach. There we go. And I'm going to bring in my ribbon. I'm just going to just tie, oh, I'm going to try this, maybe it could be flat. There it is. Maybe this just a tad bigger, thinking. And just bring it around once. So I only want one bow. And then just like that. And then I like to take the tails together. That way they're even all the way across. And then snip that like that. And then we'll just peel this puppy off. Grab a glue dot. And put that on the back side of the peach, or the ribbon. Now this ribbon is just gorgeous. It's got a really nice shine to it, shimmer to it. Just so pretty. Just like that. And then I'm going to take my sentiment and I'm going to take some dimensionals, of course. I'll take 2 of those, put them on the back side just like that. And add them to the front of the jar. And I can fill out with whatever you wish. You can even get those peach candies to put them in there for somebody that has a sweet tooth like myself. Terrible sweet tooth. Crazy, crazy, crazy. Okay, so now we've done that. So now we need something to put it in. So we're going to make a little box to go with that. I'm going to just move everything out of the way because I'm going to have to bring in my scoring tool. So I cut up a lot of this stuff prior. I cut everything up prior to the class. Okay. Oh. So the cardstock, so you guys don't have to write this down because like I said, everything's over on my blog. You can go check it out there, okay? So this piece of cardstock is 10 inches by 5 inches. Then on the long side, what you're going to do is you're going to score it. You're going to score it at 2 1/4 inches, 4 1/2 inches, 6 3/4, and then 9. Then you're going to turn it this way, and you're going to score it at 2 1/4 inches, just like that. Okay. That is the card. That's the actual box. This is the lid, and there's a trick to this. So you want the lid to fit on top of the box. If you use it, you need a shim. And so what I did is I just glued 2 pieces of cardstock together. I'm going to put it up against that, and it will give me a little bit of a little extra, so when I go to put the lid on, it'll actually fit. It won't it'll lie flat. It won't bow on you. So this is a 3 1/2 by 3 1/2, and you're going to score it at the 5/8. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5/8 all the way around, keeping the shim in place. Like I said, it just, what it does, it just gives it a little, make the lid just a tad bigger so it just pops right onto your box. Otherwise you'd be struggling and you'll get that bow, so it goes to the inside. So keep that handy. Now I'm done with this. We'll get this out of the way. Okay, so now we'll bring in my bone folder and just all the way around, just like that. Okay, so the same on this one too. I'm just going to just fold it up and one more time. And what you're going to do is you're going to cut out this piece right here. You don't need this piece, so I'm just going to go ahead and snip it. And then you're going to go up just to the score line. And I like to just give it just a little tiny bit, cut a wee bit out. That way they will all fit in together so they won't overlap and not lay flat. Okay. There we go. And just trim that just a wee bit. Okay. So now what I'm going to do first is I'm going to bring this piece over and I'm going to line this up like that. So it's perfect. I'm going to use my Tombow glue for that. There we go. And there we are. Now I'm going to take, oh, I'm going to trim this back. I don't think I trimmed this one. There we go. These guys are fighting me tonight. I had this problem earlier. Okay, there we go. Oh, still not. So I have to do it on all four sides. Do you want to trim it on all four sides so it lays flat in the center? There we go. 3. And then bring that piece in like that. And all you need to do is just glue this piece down. Just like that. Okay, so now we're going to just trim that, and that, and that, and that. And I'm also going to just cut it on the angle because you're going to put it in. Okay, so now I'm going to just take these guys and just add a little bit of Tombow glue right here. Quiet in here, sorry about that, just focusing. I don't think that's gonna fit. No. I'm gonna just recut that. I think I screwed up on the cutting, or the scoring on that one. So I'll just bring in this and just try her again. The lid looks pretty. So this is cut at 10 inches. And then at 5. So when you cut that, you actually have this left over, and this will actually make a lid. Actually, probably make 2 or 3 lids on that one. So, okay. So, where's my? We don't need it for that one. So now I'm going to try this again. So 2 1/4, that's probably where I did. I bet you I did 2 1/2. 2 1/4, 4 1/2, 6 3/4, and at 9. There. Oh, that looks better. I'll just fold it all in. So you guys got to see me do it twice. Woohoo. Oh, and I didn't do it at the, yeah, that's better. Okay, and I guess I forgot to screw it up here. And then I'm going to take it on the short side and cut or do it at 2 1/4 inches. There we go. Oops. There, let's try this again, see if it works. That looks better. So we're going to take this piece off again. And, oh, come on. Oh, there we are. Okay, so now you're going to go up, and you're just going to trim a wee bit off. And do that on all 3 spots. There we go. Make sure there's, yeah, there we go. Okay, so let's just make sure that these all fit. Woohoo. Did it this time. Woohoo. Okay, so I'm going to try this. I'm just going to glue these on top of each other. Just like that. It's going to go in like that. And then this piece here, I'm going to glue this up and glue it like that. Then this piece here is going to go in. Add a wee bit of glue on that, and come on, glue it like that. So I'm just going to take my glue and rub it on the inside, and let's just see if this, make sure this lid fits. Yeah, it does. Woohoo. Oh, there we go. Perfect. Okay, so now let's decorate the box now that we got her, finally got her made. And so I pre-cut these pieces already, and like I said, everything's on my blog. So these pieces are cut at 2 5/8 by 2 1/8, and these are all going to fit perfectly on here. So I'm going to take them right down to the very bottom of the box. Because you're not really going to see the top because with the lid being on. So you just want to make sure you have enough space on either side to show off the DSP. Now, isn't that just gorgeous DSP? Oh my Lord. And go all the way around. Just like that. And then last piece, no, it's not the last piece because the last piece is going to go on the lid. And there we go. Now this piece is just going to get glued right onto the lid. Just let you guys know too that I'm having my Christmas in July card class, and that registration for that is coming up really quickly here. What it is we're going to be using the tidings and trimming stamp set, which is this right here, and we'll be making a total of 6 cards and a gift card holder. Oh, there we go, there we go. So there, fits perfectly in there until that's before we start dressing this all up and sealing it, we can just put the jar right into there. And then what I did with this one is I used this die cut from the Stitch So Sweetly, and I used the sweet as a peach, and I'm going to stamp that in, I'm going to do Coral Calypso. I'm going to do opposite to what that one is. Look that up. Jean, I don't think it will. I think they had, with the DSP that's coming up on sale, it's going to be 15% off starting July the 1st, but it's also going to go till August too, so it's a long running campaign. It will, and I have a feeling because of the DSP that's in there, it's really nice stuff. It's like this stuff, like I'm gonna have to order some more, and it's all the real nice currants, like the nice, I guess I shouldn't say the nice stuff, but the stuff that I didn't think that would make it, made it, so that's a good thing. All our DSP's nice, I must say that. Okay, so now what I'm going to do, if you notice in here, I have a wee tiny peach. So the stamp set does come with little tiny peaches. Actually, you can stamp this as cherries or whatever, but I'm going to use these as the little peach that goes up there. I'm going to bring in my Stamparatus again. Flip this around. Oh, no. I guess it doesn't really matter because it will go anywhere. I just gotta take this out of the way because it's gonna drive me crazy if I don't. Okay. And I'm going to do the same thing that I did with the larger peach, is I'm going to do it 2 colors. So I'm going to start off with my pale papaya and heat that up. But I'm only going to use one of these peaches. I'm not going to use all 3 of them. So I'm just going to use this one right here because to me that looks more like a peach. I tried to use this one here, but I didn't like how it turned out, so I did not use it. So I'm going to bring in my Coral Calypso and my dauber, and I'm just going to go around. So which one it is? This one right here. I think this afternoon when I was doing this, I did the wrong peach. Maybe I'll do all 3, then I have extras just in case. You just want to just lightly go around the edges, and we'll just give her a... Oh, perfect! Woohoo. Something went good for me tonight. It's one of those nights I just can't seem to get it together. Okay, so let's just put this away. And let's bring in the dies and my little embossing buddy. So I'm going to use these dies right here. And I'm also going to need some leaves. I should cut out 2 when I was doing that. Oh, before I forget, yes, my Christmas in July class. It's $45. You will receive the tidings and trimming stamp set. You will receive 8 sheets of DSP. Isn't that just gorgeous? Check out the colors. You'll receive 8 sheets of these. Plus, you will receive a yard of the chevron weaved ribbon. So you'll receive all that, and the cost is $45, but if it has to be shipped to you, there's obviously additional $10 for shipping. If you bring a friend that's never stamped with me, you both will receive an additional 8 sheets of designer series paper along with an extra yard of ribbon. And that ribbon is part of the sale, so that's a good thing. So if you really like it, it is gorgeous. It's got it's got cherry cobbler in it, evening evergreen, misty moonlight, Sierra sand, and soft succulent. So a lot of the new in colors. I think 3 of the in colors are in that bundle. Okay, so there's my peaches. It's one thing, my dad lives in the Okanagan and we haven't been there since pandemic hit, so it's kind of sucks. But what I really liked is the fruit stands. We went there a couple years ago to visit my dad, and then we ran to the island to see my mom. And when we came back, Dad gave my daughter a huge box of cherries. So when we went back to Mandy and Kevin's place, oops, I forgot to cut that thing. When we went back to Mandy and Kevin's place to for our last week of holidays, we Mandy and I canned and made cherry jam. And oh my God, it was so good. Of course, it was gone in no time. We didn't make enough. We should have made all jam out of it instead of trying to can the cherries. But it was so good. It's the first time we've done that together. Well, since she grew up. We used to do it all the time when she was a kid. Do a lot of canning of pickles, and don't do too much of that now. Don't know why. But okay, so we'll grab these little leaves. So these leaves are really cute. They actually have little indentations on there. Yes, Chris, Jean, I'm sure this DSP, the Tidings of Christmas, this one here, I'm sure it's on the list. I'll have to double check, but I'm sure it's there, which is so exciting. Okay, so I'm going to add the leaves to the top of the peach. Yeah, that was the last time I seen anybody before, because we usually, in the summer, we usually take a couple weeks and we go out west, go visit my daughter and my son-in-law and the little boys, the cute little boys. And I'm losing it. I am. Putting things away. Okay, so now you have your jar, your jam jar in there. So you're gonna put the lid on. Just like that. See how it doesn't bow? Well, a little bit of a bow, but if you did it really tight, it'll go all the way around. So you want to take your ribbon, put your box in the center, and then bring your ribbon down here, because we're going to put the bow right here, not on the top. So you want to make sure you have enough ribbon to do your bow. And that, and then I'm just going to just... This took me a while this afternoon because I was doing it one-handed. Okay. Try this again. There we go. Yeah, Gina, I loved to can too. When I lived on the coast, we did a lot of salmon and stuff like that too. So brought up that way. My dad used to smoke salmon, and that was really good salmon. Smoked salmon was really good. Used to make wine. He used to make wine, and my mom used to make wine. But I think they quit because it was like gut rot to them. And they spilt some on the floor, and it was all wax. All the wax came off the floor. Just imagine what it did to their gut, right? And just like, okay. So I'm going to bring that bow up like that. I'm just going to trim these guys. Yeah, Dad used to, blackberries run wild in BC, like they're everywhere. We used to send us out to do, to pick blackberries so he can make his wine. He used to pay us $5 a bucket. Yeah. Oh my God. 600 cans, 600 jars, oh my goodness. So the sweet peach, I stamped that and I put dimensions on the back side because we're gonna put it on either side of the actual ribbon, and just Put that there just like that. And then I'm not gonna do too much with the peach. I'm just going to add it. I'm going to put a bit of glue on the back side and add it right there, just like that. And now you have your jar with your bath salts in it, or you can put jam in it as long as it's not hot. Like, remember what I said is that Stamping Up doesn't, they have a little catch in there that saying you can't don't put hot stuff in. And we did these 2 cards. We wrapped up one of these, the other one's in the box. Then we made a pretty box to go with it. So make a nice gift. You can put whatever. You can put those peach candies in there, the gummy things. Would be really good too. What else can you put in there? You can actually use jam. Do a peach jam would be nice too, right? So I'm going to let you guys go. I want to thank you so much for joining me tonight. Greatly appreciate it. And if you guys have any questions, let me know. Like I said, all the directions, all the measurements and everything like that are on my blog, creatingwithsharon.com. And I'm thinking that's it. So I'm going to go. I think I'm going to go have my dinner. I don't know what we're going to have yet because I haven't got that thought that far ahead. So I want to thank you all for joining me. Greatly appreciate it. And so I'm going to let you all go. Thanks again for joining me. I greatly appreciate it. And you guys all have a wonderful and safe rest of your week. We have Canada Day on the 1st, and I guess the Americans all have your Independence Day, July 4th. Woohoo! That was so exciting when we lived down there. And stay safe out there. And thanks again for sharing. I really appreciate that. And I hope you guys all have a safe and uneventful week. Okay, talk to you later. See ya. Bye.